What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back to our live stream. Hopefully, y'all are doing well today. Got the coffee ready, got the charts ready, ready to jump into this. Today, jump into this Tuesday, ready to get that battle box ready, see what we got today. Get a little sip of coffee here. Yeah, hopefully, y'all had a good weekend. Nothing too special. Just kind of getting ready for Christmas over here, you know. All the December activities. December's always full month. Good time to break out the warm coffee though, because it's actually starting to get pretty cold here in Texas. It's like been getting down in like the 30s and below. So, some people I'm sure probably not that cold, but here in Texas, that's pretty cold. You know, it's been like 70, 80, like pretty much till like now. I mean, well, we had like 60 something, but still pretty crazy little weather difference here. So I don't know, kind of weird, but it's nice. Get that warm coffee out. Have a little warm coffee on a cool day. Got to break out the winter clothes, you know. Can't just wear the normal summer stuff. You actually got to wear like warm clothes. Break out the Santa hat. Always got to have that in Christmas time, you know. But yeah, hopefully y'all are doing well. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Spirit Maker. Morning, Dawson. Good morning, Terry. Hopefully y'all are doing good. Hopefully you had a good trade day yesterday. But yeah, let's jump right into it. We're gonna be using the normal version today, but we are actually working on building a new battle box system. So if you guys are interested in getting a little sneak peek of that, make sure you check out our recap that's coming out at 10. We'll have basically a sneak peek. Spirit Maker's gonna take us through it a little bit on what we've been working on and what's coming out. It's gonna basically, it's a upgraded battle box. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Upgraded battle box system. We got an auto feature. We got a couple different things. We are actually moving more into the paid area, but yeah, they should be well worth the price for your trading. So check those out though if you want to see a little bit more pretty crazy stuff. I would just let Spirit Maker talk about it. Check him out on our recap coming out at 10. But till then, we'll have to get the charts ready, see what's going on today. Recap's always good to see what happened yesterday, but we want to know what happened today in the live stream, right? So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. We're going to head right on. We're actually going to just take off these lines here first, but then we're going to head right on into our GPT there and move on there. And here we go. We'll go ahead and generate our BTC. So the battle box on the GPT still works exactly the same. Nothing really changed here. Most of our new thing is actually going to be on a separate area, so you'll have to go ahead and check that out when whenever we actually fully release it. But like I said, if you want to see it, check it out there on the recap. We got a bunch of different screenshots we got to take. We got our FRVP levels to get, and then we got also our VRVP new screenshot and some other things. So we'll go ahead and actually grab the Fear and Greed Index first, just because it's a little easier to grab. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the other screenshots we need. So starting off with that Fear and Greed, you just go to Google, type in fear grade index, probably gonna be one of the first things that pop up. Coin market cap, and then you'll just screenshot this here. This is our fear and greed index. I like to get from like up at the top of the CMC thing all the way down to the bottom corner of the chart. But you want to screenshot this, and this tells us that right now we're in that fear. We're at 25, so it goes from 0 being like everybody's scared out of the minds that we're gonna just drop to 0, all the way to 100 being like everybody's ecstatic that Bitcoin's going to like 1 million. That's kind of the idea. And so the idea basically is when everybody's ecstatic that we're going to 1 million, we're going to drop down really to the mean, but typically it kind of continues and swings back into the fear area. And then if it's the other way, it's the same, but vice versa. So if we're in extreme fear and everybody's like, oh no, we're going to 0, then that's typically when you see the market flip and we actually end up going bullish and turn more into that greed eventually. So right now we're in that fear though, so not an extreme fear anymore. We were in extreme fear a little bit ago. You can see November 21st we had a 10, but right now we're just in that fear section, which is still technically telling us we're going to go up. It's just not. When you look at the indicator, it's like it just shows that it's like less likely essentially to like jump up. So once we get to extreme fear, then we know we're going to shoot up. We were in extreme fear. Are we done? I don't think so. I think we're going to continue back down to extreme fear. So we'll see here what kind of happens. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. But that's kind of what it means when we're looking at it. That's why we look at it. All right, so we got that screenshot. We're going to go ahead and drop that into our GPT. And for some reason, it always likes to do this on here. It's like draw a black bar on the bottom of my screen. So sorry about that, but for whatever reason, you won't be able to see most of what I'm typing in here. This is what the screenshot looks like, though, just in case you're interested. We're going to grab the other one now. So we'll head back to our Google here, and we're going to close out our fear and greed, and we're going to type in cryptocraft.com. This is going to be our tool for our news. You can see that it has different dates here already, different time frames. It has an impact section, so how much of the news actually impacted or is expected to impact the charts. But we're going to want today's date, so we'll head to the 9th over here on the calendar. And then all we're really looking at is this section here, the impact section. So we want to see, is there any news events that are medium or high impact? So yellow's low, orange is medium, and then red's high. You can also hover over it if you have a hard time like differentiating the colors or anything. Just hover over them. They'll tell you. So like this one's low, low, medium. So like just hover them over them like that. You can see what they are. But we kind of just want to look. Okay, we have one medium impact at 9, so that's all we really needed to know. We got the Jolts job opening. It doesn't really matter what it is, honestly. Just know it's a medium impact. So we got about I don't know, like 8:30, 9:30, 8:30 to 9:30. That's kind of an area you kind of got to watch out. Typically, we try not to take trades if we can help it then, just so we kind of stay out of some of that volatility and stuff. And it just helps you stay away from like the craziness of the market whenever the news is coming out. But it's always good to know when the news is coming out and what's actually going to affect it, because otherwise you have to go and study all the news stuff and learn what each of the news events mean and what they could mean for crypto. So easier just to find the website and be able to take a screenshot just like I just did, or just be able to look at it even. So cryptocraft.com, great site for that kind of thing. We're going to go ahead and grab our screenshots next. So we got the different screenshots here, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, and 5 minute. And these are pretty simple to grab. You just head to the time frame that you want the screenshot for, zoom out a little bit. We're going to start with our 4 hour if you're following with me. Zoom out a little bit like this, and then you're going to just double click, and I'm going to actually put a little more history there. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Double click, double click, double click, double click. When you double click it, it auto sets the chart so it fits all of the data that you have there into the screen nicely. Just makes it a little easier for the battle box to read, I think. So we'll throw it in like that, and then we'll just screenshot our entire screen. And that'll be one of the screenshots there, and we'll just do that 3 more times and grab them for the other time frames. So we got 4 hour, move on to the 1 hour here. Once you get the chart autoed once, it should just be autoed. You shouldn't have to worry about autoing it again. And 5 minute is last. Grab that. Boom. And throw it in there. So that's all we really need. We got our Fear and Greed, news, and the 4 screenshots for our charts, different time frames. So that's all the screenshots we need. Now we need to go ahead and, actually, we're going to grab one last screenshot a little bit later, but we're going to go ahead and go to the FRVP here. So these are pretty easy to throw in here as well, but what we're going to do to make it a little easier on us is we're going to type, here, I'll go back to here, is type FRVP into your battle box thing, just like that, and then we'll go ahead and do the 24-hour levels and the volume area high, point of control, and volume area low. And then we'll do the warning levels as well. Same thing, volume area high, point of control, and volume area low. And then you can also throw on here right now the 30-minute candle. And we'll get the high and the low as well. Okay, there we go. And now all we have to do is grab the different levels on the charts and go ahead and throw them in here. And 1 sec, I want to see if I can fix our GPT thing here real fast. It's weird, it's like I almost have like a black line on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know why it does that. Because it's not there whenever I open up my chart, so I don't know. Just weird. It's like almost like it's part of the screen or something. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe we'll get it fixed for the next live stream. But for now, you can see most of what you need to see. So we'll go ahead and get our lines here. We're going to start off with moving to that 1 hour here. And what we're going to do here is we'll just basically use a tool, set it up on some different hours, and then we'll grab the levels out of that tool. That's how you get our FRVP levels. So pretty intuitive. The tool is actually called the Fixed Range Volume Profile, so FRVP. You're just going to go from the crosshairs down 1, 2, 3, 4, click on the over button, and then go ahead and click the fixed range volume profile. And we're going to go from 12 to 12 UTC. So 12 to 12 for me. I'm at -6 in Texas here, so I'm going to just go ahead and go 6 to 6. Pretty simple math there. But we're going to go 6 yesterday being Monday to 6 today. Boom, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and mark these different lines on the chart. I already have some lines on here, so I'm going to turn them on. I don't want the morning one, so we're going to turn on our 24-hour lines. And then we can go ahead and drag and drop all 3 down. And we're going to move them up here. Just like that. So volume area high will be going on the red line. Your POC will be going on yellow, and your volume area low will be going on to the blue line. Just like that. And now I'm gonna just keep going through the FRVP levels here, and then we'll actually come back and grab all the levels and just throw them into the thing. So we'll move on to the morning levels here, and for the mornings, instead of 12, it's actually going to be 8. So that'd be 2 o'clock that'd be, well, let's see, that'd be, yeah, 2 o'clock on my time. So that'd be 2 in the morning till 6 for me. So 2 to 6, or 8 to 12 if you're using UTC. And I'm going to go ahead and drop these here as well. Same thing, we'll just pull up the line and then drag and drop it onto the color that it's supposed to be on. There we go. So we got the volume area low on blue, you got your POC on yellow, and on red is your volume area high. Boom. One last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually grab the weekly levels before we go ahead and throw them into the chart. So what we can do for here, and we normally do this on Monday, so perfect time to do it. Monday. And we'll just grab our FRPV tool again, and we'll just click on the previous candle twice. And these are going to be our levels actually for the weekly. So they're pretty simple to do. You just double click, drop it on there. You really only have to do it once a week, like I said. And we'll just throw our levels on there. Same thing, red is volume area high, yellow is POC, and blue is volume area low. Get them on there. And then now we can just go ahead and throw them into our GPT. Excuse me. So actually what I'm going to do is add a new section to my thing here that I've made. And we'll do the same thing just weekly, and then we'll add the 3 levels, volume area high, POC, and volume area low. Throw those in there, and then now all we have to do is just copy and paste. So we can head back to our GPT here. You can do this 2 ways. So you can either go ahead and click on the line. You can double click on it or click on settings there. Or you can open up the object tree over here, and then you can just line up your lines kind of like I have mine, and then all you have to do is double click and just grab the coordinates out of here. So this is the way I'm going to be using it, just because it's a lot easier for me to kind of just drag, or sorry, not drag, to grab and then go ahead and run to the GPT and just paste them in easily and get them in the correct order. So that's what I'll be using. You can do it however you'd like, totally up to you. We're going to go ahead and use the object tree. So we'll double click here. We're going to go to coordinates, and then we're just going to grab the coordinates out of here, back to our GPT, and drop them in. And then we're just going to repeat that process, 9 times today. So open it up, go to coordinates, and copy, and then paste it into the GPT. Pretty easy little process. You just got to do it a couple of times. Makes it somewhat tedious, but it's really not too bad. And once you get the hang of it, it's really not too hard to do, honestly. The other thing too is once you've already opened up the settings and gone to the coordinates tab, it'll always open up on the coordinates tab until you change it. So it makes it even easier because all you have to do is just double click and then copy, and you can head on over to your GPT and paste it. But boom. So we got our 24-hour levels, we got our morning levels, and our weekly levels. Last thing we're going to grab is the 30-minute candle high and low. So we can go ahead and turn off our weekly levels. Actually, I'm just going to turn them all off for now. And we'll head to our 30-minute candles. So 30-minute chart here. Sorry, no, wrong screen. There we go. 30-minute chart here. And we're going to move on. I'm going to grab some coffee real fast, actually. Ooh, already getting a little cold. And then we're going to head to the 6:30 candle here. And we're just going to grab the high and the low from this candle. So there's two pretty easy ways to do this. You can either go up to the top of your screen, like right up under where it says Kabroda on my screen, and yeah, you'll see like a high and a low, H and L with the numbers next to them. Those numbers are going to be your high and low. Or you can also do it this way, which this way is a little easier to see. And it's always, for me, I always keep my object tree open, so it's nice and easy for me to do this. But you're going to basically just click on data window over here in the tab up by the object tree. And then right below, you can see we got the open, high, low of this candle specifically. So we're going to hover over our 6:30 candle, and now you can see it's changed to now our 6:30 high and low. So we have 90,619. 9619. And for our low, we got 9449. Sweet. So we got all of our levels on there. The last thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is actually open up Bookmap real quick, grab our screenshot from there, and then we will be on our way with this GPT here. Getting that Battle Box DMR ready for us to kind of, just check out what's going on, see how we can trade for the day, honestly. Yeah. Like I said, we are making this way easier on the new GPT. So if you are even remotely interested, make sure you check out today's recap. It's coming out at 10. We'll have a little sneak peek of our new system that's coming in, new Battle Box system that's coming in. And yeah, you'll be probably more than likely you'll be amazed by it. So check it out. Sorry, Bookmap takes a little bit to load in. Do 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 do. All right, here we go. All right, so if you've never seen Bookmap before, this is what Bookmap looks like. Free tool online. But basically, it shows you the orders, the order book essentially, and it kind of like reads it and then puts it on a graph. So you can kind of see where some of the liquidity is sitting. So we got some liquidity up here at what 9,800 basically. And then we also got some at 89.2 area. And we're also kind of sitting in some as well right now. Here, let's zoom out again. Yeah, so, well, I guess we're not sitting in it. It's like right above us. And then we have some more at 94, 95. So basically, these red areas are kind of just the liquidity. So the areas where there's a lot of orders. And typically, what the charts like to do is go and take out those orders. So if you see orders, a lot of orders above you, red lines above you, essentially, more than likely, we're going to go up and hit that red line. That's kind of the theory here with the book map, basically. So yeah, essentially that's what we're looking for is for what the levels are on here. But for us, all we need to do is grab a quick screenshot here of the whole thing with all the levels as well, and we'll head on to our GPT and throw it in here. And that's all we needed from there, so it's really not too hard. And now we can go ahead and send our DMR in and see what happens here. Y'all will have to let me know how your Christmas season's going in the chat. See what y'all have been up to, or let me know what your favorite Christmas. Let's see. What's your favorite Christmas ornament that you have? Or maybe you know one that you don't have, one that you want to get or something. Like maybe you're like, oh man, I really wanted a candy cane ornament or something. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the chat while we're waiting for this battle box here to go, or this DMR to come up. Working on getting some music for the live stream, so tomorrow we might have some music here on the live. See if we can get a little bit of tunes, so that way it's not so just quiet while whenever we're streaming. Yeah, we'll check that out. What? Terry said A. I don't know what. What's A supposed to mean? Is that for something? Oh, a Bitcoin. Nice. That'd be a good Christmas ornament actually. I actually got one here in my drawer, I think. Yeah, we were pretty into minting or minting. We were pretty into drawing or printing, 3D printing, stuff like this. So actually, I don't have I painted one of them gold, but I don't actually have it. But I got a Bitcoin here. Can't see it that well, but yeah, there you go. See, it's a Bitcoin. Got the B on it. Pretty cool little thing. It's really not that big, but we made a couple of them. These kind of when they're starting, so they're not that great. They say $10,000 on the back, so kind of funny actually now, because it almost needs another zero basically. But Back in the day, it was pretty cool. And then it says like "May the bee be with you" on the outside, so kind of funny little thing. But we made a couple of them. I painted a couple of golds. I have no idea where my gold ones are though. So, but those are kind of cool. Never actually used them for anything, but I guess yeah, they make a good ornament. Man, this thing is taking a while. Sometimes, sometimes this thing takes a while. Sometimes it's fast. I think you could actually force it to answer like right away if you click that answer now button. I just worry it's gonna be like not as good, So I just never click it. I always wait. But if it takes another like minute or two, might have to click that button. That way we can get this thing moving. Ooh, coffee's getting a little really cold now. Too cold in here. It's still only like 30 something outside. Too cold for coffee. Can't keep coffee warm. Gotta get a little mug warmer, I guess, for my desk. Keep my mug warm. Alright, here we go. So we got our different time frames loaded in. Got your different screenshot snaps. Sediment. So our sentiment. Fear, greed. Basically, you got your different levels here. Daily levels. Yeah, really nothing crazy. We're just gonna go through the different time frames here, and throw those on there. Check those out. So we're gonna start off with the 4 hour here, and basically what I'll do is I'll read off the battle box. We'll kind of do some TA, check it out, and then we'll move on to the next time frame. So we'll see what we think about this 4 hour here. The battle box says that Bitcoin is holding around 90.3K after a prior leg down. We're still trading below the 200 with the MACD flat and RSI is near mid-range. The high time frame trend remains corrective and sideways with a bearish overhang. Excuse me. So first things first, like we always say, below the 200 and 100, below the 200 and the 21, that typically means we're in more of that bearish state here. If we're above, obviously we're in more of that bullish. Right now we're kind of sitting in the middle, near the bottom, but we still are technically in the middle. So we're in that more neutral to bearish zone, just based off of some simple moving average TA, I guess, sitting there. So that's what we're kind of looking at. We're really not in any kind of pattern unless you're kind of saying, oh, we're in this sort of wedge here. It just doesn't have a lot of run up beforehand. We've kind of just been in this same pattern for a while. And typically even these will break to the upside and the downside about 50% of the time. So really not a great pattern to tell you like which way the market's going. And just one that's hard to kind of say, oh, this is actually the pattern that's on here, just because it's not definitive, really. So nothing great really about the price action here. We are kind of compressing though, as you can see that the highs are getting lower and the lows are getting higher, so we're kind of making this kind of compressing action. Draw it on here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You got the low here though and the high, and then now we're kind of slowly just bouncing up till we get to here, and then we'll explode one way or the other. That's kind of what we're looking at. But really not, like I said, it's just not anything like, oh, this pattern means we're gonna go up. It's just a pattern. Just kind of showing some compression here in the chart. Moving averages are also showing that. You can see them all kind of converging onto price action here. So we're looking for a possible volatile move, just a little bit of price and volatility coming into it. We're kind of compressing. Whenever you see stuff kind of compress together on the chart, then you see it kind of expand and like explode out. So does that mean it's going to go up? No. Does that mean it's going to go down? No, not really either. It just means it's going to go one of the ways, and we'll see that price action or the moving average just kind of spread out away from it. Here on the MACD, we're seeing some of that loss of momentum. We had a little bit of a bull run here, and then we lost some of that momentum, kind of died off into price action right now. And then you can see on RSI, we're getting that climb up as well. But now we got the faster moving average. The purple is broke below the slower moving average, which is yellow. And now we're kind of sitting below, so we're seeing that possible curve here to the downside, as well as our stoaches are kind of mid-range here. Stoaches really don't matter on this time frame, just because they're not really like a high time frame indicator, at least for how we trade. I'm sure somebody uses them for high time frames, but for how we're trading here, that is not how we use them. So honestly, they're a great confirmation. Like if you already see RSI going up, the stoaches is going up, or sorry, RSI is going up, MACD is going up, the chart's kind of showing up, and then you see the stoaches firing up, then you're like, okay, well, this is obviously going to go up, you know. But they're not great for, like, you just look at the chart and you're like, oh, everything's staying down and the stoaches are staying up, so it's going to go up, right? No, it's not really. Typically, it doesn't really follow stoaches here on the long time frames like that. So moving on to the 1 hour here, the battle box says we have some sideways chop roughly between 89K and 91K. Moving averages are compressed and flat. Momentum oscillators are centered, and intraday structure is balanced with no clear trend. All right. So we are above the 21 and the 200 here on the 1 hour. Like I said, moving averages are all compressed together, so they're all nice and tight right around price action here. We're looking pretty compressed, like we're about to fire. Same thing with the price action, kind of getting some of that compressed here. Here on the 1 hour, we're almost seeing somewhat of a bearish pattern here forming with a flat-ish bottom, and a downtrend here on the top. But like I said, it's not like a super clear pattern, because you could easily say, oh, it's this here. This is what we're looking at as well. So yeah, it's really either way. So we'll go ahead and delete these. Yeah, that's the hard thing with patterns. So that's why we trade with the battle box, obviously. So those are kind of the different things you could be looking at. But honestly, for right now, we're kind of looking at either. Throw our FRPP levels here. There we go. And now you can kind of see where we're at here. Excuse me. Moving on, we got our MACD kind of moving up here, showing a little bit of strength here as we get this little bit of a bull run. Kind of just broke back above the 21 and 200, sitting above it now. RSI is flat, really flat to bullish. Yeah, it's really just flat. Now I wouldn't even say flat to bullish. It's just flat. So could go either way. Could go up, could go down. It's not really, hasn't really decided yet, honestly. The stoaches here are seeing a little bit of curl down here at the top of the range. Like I said, higher time frames like the 1 hour and the 4 hour, stoaches not a big deal really. When you're seeing that downtrend there, The other indicators aren't saying downtrend quite yet, so really I'd be waiting for those ones to kind of tell us, hey, we're going to go down. Yeah. Celtics could be calling it early, but honestly, like I said, we just don't really use them on the long time frames. Moving on. 15-minute here. On the 15-minute, the Battle Box says that price is ranging around the value with recent spike toward 91.2K. We rejected and prices back into the 90K slash 91K band. MACD and RSI are neutral. Stoch's RSI is mid-rand, and we have energy building for the next expansion. Kind of seeing the same thing here across the multiple charts, but we're seeing some of those moving averages kind of come in, get the compression there. The 200 isn't compressing with the others on this chart, but we are below both the 200 and the 21. Typically, whenever we're looking at is a trend for today bearish or bullish, we kind of look at the 15 and say, well, which is it below or above the 200 and the 21? And that's kind of how we decide. Obviously, if it flips it middle of the day, then we say, hey, we were bearish earlier and we flipped it, and now we're bullish because we're above the 15 and 21. Just kind of general rule of thumb. A lot of times we won't take trades actually if we are, well, especially if we're in the middle, but we won't take a short if we're above, and we won't take a long if we're below. Just according to the Battle Box system. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, though. We are below, so that means what? Bearish trades, right? So that's kind of what we'll be looking to take today is the bearish trades. Really no pattern really forming here. If anything, you could say maybe maybe a falling wedge or something of the sort, with the wedge kind of coming down. But honestly, you kind of already broke that, so really nothing. I would just say, if anything, actually, I would actually say we're looking at something like this, honestly. So we already got this rundown. Now we're kind of showing a little bit of a pattern here, and then we'll see that breakdown farther. That's just like the one that popped out to me, I guess. Yeah, really, there's not any real patterns. That would just be the one that, if you were like, oh, you need to pick a pattern for this chart, that'd be the one I would pick. But honestly, it's not anything I would like bank on. Like, oh, I'm gonna take a trade to go down here on just the fact that this is making that pattern. No, not really. So looking more on that bearish aspect, but we're not there yet. You got the MACD curling to the downside. We got a couple down candles here breaking below that 21. MACD is following suit, MACD is breaking down. RSI is following suit with the MACD. You're seeing that breakdown here. You're seeing the slower moving average start to curl down. That's the yellow one starting to curl down. And you're seeing the purple confirm that as we continue lower. Stoches are almost bottomed out here, so we're almost in that oversold range, showing that we're going to continue down. That's, yeah, I don't know. They could stay down there for a little bit, so we could see more down run. That's just an early sign that we're starting to get near the bottom. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the 15 minutes. So more of a bearish trend here on the 15. Moving on to the 5, same thing. Below the 21, below the 200. The Battle Box says we have a tight macro range around 90.3 to 90.5K range. Short MAs are rated, and 200 is nearly flat. We got scalper environments forming. Poor reward to risk for directional swings until we get a trigger break here. So we're seeing price try to break above this 200 not once but twice today. So we got that break actually, and then it came back down, and then we tried to break again. Ended up rejecting off of it after a nice little wick, and continue down. We're seeing MACD drop out here, loss of bearish momentum. You're seeing RSI continue to the downside. We still got a decent amount of room to go. However, the stochages are almost bottomed out, so we're looking to see at least a temporary bottom pretty soon here. See a little bit of a flip, pull back up, and then continue down lower. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at for today on the 5-minute here. So more of that bearish look to it, honestly. So today, yeah, we're looking for some bear trades, just based off of where price action is at here on the 15 and the 5-minute. 1 hour and 4 hour kind of showing some weakness, but they're not screaming we're going down right now yet. So seeing that weakness, seeing the possibility of the continuation down farther, but no confirmation here on the 1 hour and the 4 hour yet. They're still more in that neutral to bearish kind of range. But 15 and the 5-minute are definitely looking like we're going to have a little bit of a down day today. Does that mean we 100% will have a down day? No, but more than likely we will have that down day. Maybe we'll come up and hit this 24-hour and then continue down, get that breakout to the downside after that. We'll see how price action kind of plays out here. I'm going to go ahead and make our battle plan here, and then we'll be on our way. So let's make a battle plan. And battle plan is basically just our way of just kind of like finding good ways that you can kind of take some trades maybe for today. Again, everything we say in the live here, and also everything that's in this whatchamacallit, is this battle plan, and even the Kabroda Battle Box is all for educational purposes only. We're not financial advisors, so if you would like to take a trade or get financial advice or something like that, talk to an actual financial advisor. Don't refer to us. We're just here, like I said, educational purposes only. But to educate, we are looking at some different trades here. We'll just check out the targets really. All right, so if we get that short, we're looking at 89.2 level, so not too far down here, honestly, just 89.2. We'll go ahead and throw a line on here. So 89.2 is our short target. As for longs, we're looking at 91.2. So really not too far above the opposite side. So really we're just kind of either way, not looking to bounce hard. Not looking to bounce hard or far either way. If we do get that breakout, honestly, just a little past the volume area low, 24-hour volume area low here, or just a little past the 24-hour volume area high. So we're really not looking to go very far, honestly. Yeah, not a whole lot, really. Yeah, we'll kind of see which way we get that breakout here, which way we can get the trade going. The thing that we're going to watch out for is those two 15-minute candle closes below the 89, basically the volume area low down here. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. The volume area low down here. Get two closes below that, and then we'll continue down to the screen area. More than likely, if we get too close above the 24-hour volume area high, then we'll do the opposite. Until then, we're kind of trading in between the two things, almost like a little box. So let's draw that on here. Where's the box? There we go. So kind of something like this, this zone here. So we'll kind of bounce around. Could see something like bounce up and down, up and down. Maybe we won't even break out today. We'll see. But like I said, we do get that breakout to the upside. We'll go up to that 91.2. Get that breakout to the downside. We'll be looking at that 8200. Really not anything crazy today. No crazy trades or anything like that. Just a little one. So, yeah, getting near Christmas season, people are kind of getting in that holiday mode. So, could we see some kind of Christmas rally? Maybe. Could be some euphorium or something that pours into the market. See a little bit of a rally. Would it be good for the market? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, personally. But yeah, we'll more than likely be looking for some downside here. That's the charts. That's what the charts are calling out. So we'll see kind of what we get here as we kind of move on. Like I said, markets are moved by people. So if everybody is thinking, hey, we're going to have this crazy Christmas rally and we're so excited and blah, 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 and everybody jumps in and takes the price up, then that's what's going to happen. But based off of TA, it'd be more healthy for us to take some more of a down run here, get a little bit lower before we see that price like that. So, yeah, thank y'all for watching. Like I said, check out the recap if y'all are interested in checking out our new. Both we actually have a indicator coming out pretty soon here, and then also we'll be coming out with our new Battle Box trading system. It will cost a little every month, but it should be well worth the price. So check those out. Spirit Maker will be covering those both in the recap, kind of showing you a little sneak peek of both of them. So check them out. Yeah, can't even say enough about them. So check them out. Other than that, we got our live stream coming out tomorrow. Again, same time, 8 o'clock. So make sure you catch us there for the live. Yeah, other than that, happy trading. Hope you all are enjoying your Christmas season. It's never a bad idea to just turn off the charts, enjoy some time with the family. So thank y'all for watching, and happy trading to y'all, and we'll catch y'all next time.